And here we are for round 3 actually, got to buy round 2. So playing against Roberto, and he usually likes some sort of Demir or Esper slow control deck, so normally this hand's a little weak against a deck that could punish you with an aggressive start, but I don't think he can do that, so I can play my island on turn 1 here. Evolving Wild's a little annoying. He's got nothing. Alright, removal spell's not the worst. He's got a Sky Spawner. Well, I can play that game too. And Gurmag Drowner is a good draw. He wants to attack again. I think I have plenty of late game against him, and he could be playing Vulture Savin too, so it's not like I can trade damage very easily. Ooh, that's also another good draw. So here, I think I'm just going to play the Drowner and try to hit like a Treasure Cruise. Sack my guy. And this is a tough pick. I can get back a Pulse or a Visionary. I think I'm just going to get back a Visionary. Just want to draw some more cards. He's got Oblivion Strike for my 2/4, so we can start getting in a little bit of damage, but overall, I'm not worried if my 2/4 is getting Oblivion Strike. I don't really care. So here I'm just going to play some Elvish Visionaries out and try to find some Treasure Cruises. Happy to take one. Now I was thinking I maybe should have blocked in case he had Vulture Savin, but then the 2/2 might do just as much damage. So here I attack mainly because I have Touch of the Void, so I hope he blocks. But he correctly avoids the damages, and I decided to use the Touch of the Void anyway. Just kills Sultai guy, just so again his Vulture Savins are mitigated a little bit less, and he's stuck on 4 land. 4, 5, 6, and I have 7 mana, so I think my play here is to play a Lore Master face down, and I could play a second one, but I don't have enough to leave Fire Conclusion open. If I had collateral damage in hand, I would play the second Lore Master. But in case he has Oblivion Strike again, I do not want my Lore Masters to get exiled. So I get lucky, he does nothing, which means I can flip my Lore Master, getting back a Pulse. That should be, pretty easy for me to dominate. And I was going to flip anyway, so the fact that he's blocking and killing it with like a Gideon's Approach doesn't matter to me. I just get back Pulse, and I'm just going to get it. I'm going to get the creature back anyway. So he draws a land that effectively comes into play untapped. So I get to attack again, and he doesn't block. So it makes me think that actually attacking with 1/1s into his 2/4 when he's tapped out is just a smart play to make, just because he probably will never block. And I think it's already at this point by turn 9 where it's showing like I can sort of be the aggressor, and he can't really deal damage to me that's relevant at all either. So I might as well be trying to just kill him as fast as possible. So I go Pulse for Lore Master. It connects. I definitely want to Touch of the Void again. Same example here. He can't flip it, but I definitely want to Touch of the Void his Lore Master. Complete Disregard would have been fine there too, but you got to do it. Even Complete Disregard, you have to do it as a sorcery because you don't want him to flip it and counter your thing. So, and you can't respond to it. So, Touch of the Void is just dandy. Now, Complete Disregard is better against Student of Ochitai, though. That is something to keep in mind. So here, got a Harsh Sustenance for 2, which is an interesting play targeting my Morph, because I have this Scion and red mana open, so I can Fiery Conclusion. I can actually, I was thinking, I can sack my Lore Master, but if I sack it to kill one of his guys, the Lore Master is only going to take 1 damage. So I can actually sack my Palace Familiar to draw a card, which I hit a cruise, which is great. Kill his Student of Ochitai. Harsh Sustenance only deals 1 damage to the Lore Master, and now I'm just, again, I'm cooking with hot fire and just blew him out. So I get to cruise, all gas in hand. I get to attack, I get to flip, get back another cruise, and hold open collateral damage. He attacks, I don't care. Vulture saving, kill his guy. That's fine. I don't care if he draws 2 and loses 2. I'm just gonna kill his guys. He's just getting further behind on board. I don't care if he has a few more cards. Ooh, Dutiful Return and getting back Avon and Student is actually pretty good. Good, I did want to hit some lands here. So here I'm going to cruise. And I can play a Sky Spawner and Avenger, which is perfect. I just want to start laying down the beats. Put him in a defensive position. He's got the cruise. Cleric. Interesting, main deck Cleric. Card is pretty bad, I think. But some life gain again, and control deck just wants, gain life and get the game to go late. I just don't really care about removal spells because of this pulse. So I just get my 3/3 right back and end up just tapping out for this Treasure Cruise. Let's see. Okay, plays the Avon. He hasn't been playing this Student of Ojutai, which is interesting. So I guess I just take this turn to just Rolling Thunder, clear all of his flyers, and then bash for 9, which is lethal, so he has to chump block. Let's see what else he's got. Other creature. Avon going down to 1. Yeah, it can't be good. Still have 6 cards in hand and the lock, so that's game 1. Game 2, let's see what we got. 1 lander, we're gonna mulligan. Another 1 lander, but we have a Visionary at least. So I think we're gonna keep this, hope to find some more lands. And yeah, I'll keep that on top. It's not a blue land, but we don't have any blue cards we can cast anytime soon, which is fine. He's got 2-drop. Alright, I hit Evolving Wilds, which is perfect. Now I play the Visionary before the Evolving Wilds because I actually want to draw more land, and I do. And since I want to draw more lands, I'm going to play the tap land now, since it produces blue, and I don't want to play lose the Evolving Wilds. Debilitating Injury, that's interesting. So I'm going to touch avoid his guy. Just to, again, stem the bleeding a little bit here. I couldn't quite cast Treasure Cruise, only have 7 mana that turn. And this is a sideboard game. He very easily could have counter spells. So I go for the Pulse end of turn, hoping that he counters this, targeting Elvish Visionary. I think he will. He's got cancel. And so now I think I go for the Treasure Cruise. But instead I go for Pulse. I guess he could have Negate open too, so I just wanted to see if he had it. And that was the weirdest thing ever. If you go look through this video, go through that replay again. I cast Elvish Visionary, and then he must be F6'd, and I drew Elvish Visionary, and it didn't even look like anything changed. Like, it looked like, the Elvish Visionary stayed in my hand, and 1 just showed up on the board, which was kind of crazy. And for that period of time, yeah, I'm F8'd, so I auto-yield if I don't have any plays, which is just interesting. But I did have a play out of land, so. Alright, he Treasure Cruises, which allows me to Treasure Cruise. I will oblige since he's tapped out, and I think that's the most important thing in this matchup, is just not getting behind on card numbers. And because he's playing 4 mana Sign-In Bloods, he gets it too. He just wants to stay ahead on cards. Try to keep up. So here I'm going to start laying my team. And so I can't really attack into his 1-3, which is slightly annoying, but not a big deal. He's probably, yeah, he's obliged to keep sacking his blockers, so again, puts him in a rough spot if I just kill his guys. Ooh, Twin Bolt. Not the best here, would have been better to have a Boulder Salvo, but I guess I brought in Twin Bolt to help against Sky Spawner. Probably not the best sideboard, but he blocks here, and I'm going to Twin Bolt to finish it off and deal him an extra point of damage. And then get a Ruin Processor out there, gain 5 life, go to 35. So he's got a Lore Master with 6 mana, so he's going to be able to flip and get back a Treasure Cruise. I only have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I have 9 mana as well, so I can play a Lore Master face down as well. And he goes for the block, which is an interesting play. He doesn't have Pulse of Marasa, but it makes me think, you know, he might have Dutiful Return in his hand. Jeez, 5 mana, 6 mana, Treasure Cruise. Alright, so he's cruising a little bit. Dude, Arrest misses. He's cruising more than me, though. He's up 3 cards in library right now. Ooh, but Oblivion Strike targets. Ooh, not my Lore Master. Targets my 7-8. 7-8 is more of a problem for him right now, I guess. So now I'm going to flip and get back my own Treasure Cruise. And I'm definitely going to just cast it right away. I'm going to save the Pulse in my graveyard because I have Lore Master in hand. Ooh, and I draw Negate. That's pretty good. So now I can attack with everything, basically because he has to respect Touch of the Void. Even though it's a sick bluff. Now I think I just play Dwarl Avenger. I guess Visionary first. Yeah, I do hit land. So I can play land and then play Dwarl Avenger. I don't have Negate or Twin Bolt open, but that's fine. He's so far on the back foot that I don't think I really care. He's got another Treasure Cruise. That would have been nice to have negated, but again, I don't care that much. So I'm going to go for my own Treasure Cruise. He responds with cancel. Gain some life. I'm going to try to negate that because I want to draw my 3 cards, and that works. Good. Again, I'll attack with everything. Since I did last turn, I might as well do it again this turn. Chooses to cast Reproach. The correct play here would have been to Fiery Impulse, sack my 4-3, and kill his Student of Ojutai. But I think I just, yeah, I guess I made the right play. Again, I could have done that earlier, but I waited for him to use a removal spell, so it gives me more value. Ooh, Duress is annoying because Rolling Thunder would have assuredly ended the game. Dutiful Return. He got back Student of Ojutai and Monastery Lore Master. Okay. I kind of thought he might have that. Shameful Stroke is a good one. So now I have 6 with +2 mana, so I have Flip Lore Master and a Shameful Stroke. And I can flip and get back Negate, a Pulse, or a Thunder, whichever I need. Again, I'm going to make the same attacks as usual. He finally makes the block and says he can't hold out any longer. So I got a lot of free damage in. He's got a Cleric, which is annoying. Puts him to 6, but not a big deal. Land puts him to 7. His own Lore Master is interesting. Says Twin Bolt's not the best against him. Would have preferred a Boulder Salvo, but... So I guess at a turn here I do want to flip just to be mana efficient. I think I'm going to get back a Negate. No, Treasure Cruise. Huh. I guess I just want to draw more cards. And hope that it resolves, I guess. And it does. So now that he knows he can block my ground guys, I'll just attack my big Lore Master and Flyers. Puts him to 2. Now I could Twin Bolt him, but if he responds, he can gain 2 life. So instead, I'm just going to go my Drowner, sack a useless 1/1, see what I hit. Okay, now's when I get the negate because yeah, I have disdainful stroke already. Helps cover my bases against stuff. I might as well play a tap land since I can't play two of these 4-mana spell or two of these 2-mana spells. So let's see what he goes for. First, he goes for debilitating injury. So my initial thought here is I can twin bolt target him for lethal, but again, he has the Lore Master in play with plenty of mana, so in response, he could flip it for 6, and then get back cancel, and then cast cancel targeting my twin bolt. And yeah, so I can't twin bolt him to kill him, so I figure I might as well hold on to it. So I start to tap, and then I'm like, wait, this is stupid. I don't really care if my guy dies. So now he Lore Masters, and he goes for Treasure Cruise instead of cancel, which is going to be good for me because he's going to tap out, or at least tap a lot of delve for the cruise. I'm going to disdainful stroke it, since negate probably has more targets and that are relevant right now, I think. And he does not counter it, so he might not have a counter, but he might. So here, I'm just going to attack with everybody. He can block his 4/3 on my 2/4 if he wanted to. But he decides to block like this. That puts him to 4. I do have 5 points of burn and a counter spell in hand. But if he plays a spell, he'll go to 6, so that's still not quite lethal. So I'm just going to try to finish off his guy. And he attempts to Grave Purge, targeting the Lore Master and the Cleric. So he'd basically draw one and then draw the other, so then he'd play both. So good thing I have this negate. I'm definitely going to counter that. So I guess Grave Purge is his Pulsa Marasa. It's his way of getting the card advantage back from the Lore Master and the Dutiful Return. I just think Pulse is so much better. Like, look at our life total discrepancies. Like, so yeah, and that's game. He succumbs to a couple creatures in play. So I guess I ended up treasure cruising more than him. I ended up 9 cards. But as you can see, these games are quite the grind. We were down to very little clock after 2 games. Should I have lost this game, it would have been really hard for me to win the 3rd without timing out, but got lucky. So yeah, it turns out I actually one of the semi-final match, the opponent was late to the party, had to do something, emergency came up or something, and he couldn't play for whatever reason, and so I ended up making it to the finals, and we got a little rematch, and these games are maybe a little bit closer, so stay tuned for that.